Hey folks, are you alright? Listen, are you all having a good freeze in January? I can't wait for summer, mate. Anyway, here we go. We've got a bit of a clear up to do today. Listen, Sally, who's left them on lines there, them wagons? I don't want them there. We've got HST coming round. He's going to have to switch lanes now, and I wanted him running wrong direction for this video. Sorry about this, folks. Just got a bit of a mishmash going on in office. We're moving a load of stuff around because we've got some exciting news coming towards the end of the video. But just bear with us while we get this sorted. Basically, what I've done so far is I've been moving all 37s around into depot because they're all having a bit of a refuel and a bit of maintenance work. And in the meantime, I've been getting all 47s into shed because I just need as much space as I can, and in the meantime, there's 137 left you're about to pick up with that we're about to move round, so hopefully you'll be able to join us on this little journey and I'll talk about what's happening. Hey, just on a bit of a side note though, has anyone seen New Junction recently? He's moved into a bit of a studio, hasn't he? He's had it in his garage, and he was saying that he's had some kind of plants in there. I don't know if you picked up on that. They've discoloured some of his timbers, and so I think he's been growing some kind of plants in that garage, basically, and a load of money off them, and now he's bought a studio with money, which is like crackers. Don't you know what kind of plants you can grow in a garage that makes enough money to buy a studio with? Because I wouldn't mind a bit of that. I wonder if it's like daffodils or something. Who knows? Anyway, so 47s, look, all four of them are all parked up. They're not involved in this. We've got this 37, it's just about to get it out of the way. Hey, and before I forget, because I will forget, so I'm going to say it now before I do, I just want to call out Daryl Deltic and Highfell for winning the that class 37's got the wrong sound file competition. I tell you what, fellas, you both super awesome to pick up on that. I wouldn't have even had a Scooby, but you boys, no getting past you, is there? I even remember I fell back in early days. He even knew where I took that intro video from it, and I didn't even know myself, but I was going about 130 mile an hour when I took it on the train. But absolute eye and ear for detail, these lads. There don't seem to have really been any January sales, does there? Does that not happen in Model Railway World? I think they always have sales all the way through the year, don't they? So, no, I were expecting a couple of cheeky bargains, you know, where you can't turn them down. I mean, I did pick up on that TMC one. Did anyone get that with that Cura Scale 37? Did you see it? It were a DRS, different one to this DRS, but it were a DRS, and it had 15% off. It weren't sound, it was no sound on it, so it was about 140 quid if I remember rightly. And I didn't notice at the time when my financial advisor Wayne Atkinson sent it through to me, but it came with free weathering of your choice, and it came with a free wagon or accessory of your choice. You had about 12 to pick through, so it super bargain, that 140 quid, a Cura Scale, pro weathered and a wagon, next level bargain. So that's something to look forward to. It's not come yet because I think you have to wait a few weeks when you get weathered, don't you? So we'll see what comes of that. I'm looking forward to it. This one is the one I fitted that hm7000 to with Stay Alive, you know, like literally like last episode, and it's had about 22 minutes running. And as you're about to see, this goes into turmoil and chaos. If you remember at the time, I couldn't get the Hornby Stay Alives. I've had to fit them AE model ones, which I think are DCC concepts, and I'm really hoping that I've just got a bit of a jinx. I don't want to do any Hornby bashing. I really were impressed with these hm7000s. The problem I've got is I got rid of a lot of my Hornby locos, because what we're finding with Z21 is they'd be randomly parked up and then they'd turn sound on their own, and then they'd just start driving and they'd end up crashing into stuff, you know, because I'd not set them off driving, I weren't expecting it, and then when I saw them driving, before you'd realise once it had smashed into something. So I basically got rid of them, but these hm7000s haven't done any of that so far, so I've been quite happy with them. I mean, I've only had them for about an hour's worth of running, so a little bit disappointed that I've got a bit of an issue with this one already. So basically what I thought I would do with this one today is I'm going to get him out of here, and then we're going to pick up that that rake of EWS wagons, you know, that are sat outside that quarry area, because they've been parked up there now for weeks, and they've not had any running, and I thought I'd just have a bit of a change around and start running them, because I've got quite a few of them. I've got them parked up there, and I've got them parked up the other side at the quarry. So I thought I'll get them running round, get him out at way, and then I'm making some more space for my surprise. And yeah, so it gets out of here all right, and it runs lovely, and it sounds nice. I do like it. It sounds well. The one and only thing I would say about these hm7000s with sound is you've got to have a stay alive, in my opinion, because what happens is if it goes over a bit of crappy track or a bit of muck or whatever, whereas on a Bachman you might get a bit of flickery lights or you might get a little bit of sound off and on really quick. What happens on these is it starts sound all again, so engine start procedure, do you know, like it's starting engine. So you can't really disguise that. Whereas that rail freight red stripe I've got does it quite often. It only does it for a split second on mucky tracks. It's not got a stay alive. You don't really notice. It gets drowned out by everything else, but these ones, if they do it, it starts all engine starting, so it sticks out like a sore thumb. So stay alives to me are a must. It's not a problem because you put a stay alive in and then they don't do it, which is all singing, all dancing, everyone's happy. I were happy anyway, especially when it was like 55 quid special offer and then it were only another 12 quid or whatever for stay alive. You're laughing at that compared to a Lock Sound 5. And I'm not saying it's as good as a Lock Sound 5 or as fancy pants as one. I don't even know. I certainly don't use half sound files on most of my locos. I stick to basics. But I appreciate some people might want absolutely everything they can get, and so be it. But as you're about to see, he starts pulling off here, and then I'm just planning what's happening on this video, and he gets round the corner, and then next thing I know, what's that all about? It stopped. Yeah, my track's not perfectly clean in places, and it could probably do with a bit of a clean up. So anyway, I wonder if stay alive's working. So as you're about to see, this is what I do. Absolute rubbish. Absolutely, I don't know what's gone wrong. So stops recording at this point and gets arse on. Now, I'm alright getting arse on, but I know that I haven't put a video out for nearly 2 weeks now because I've been super busy, so I thought I've got this footage from last video with this coal livery one, and I'm going to do it as a separate video, this, but I thought I'll stick it on the end of this one and then I'll explain why I've been so busy and why you've not seen a video for a few days, too many. So, yeah, I planned on weathering this one, whether I go light, whether I go heavy, who knows. And I got a few photos up. So this one's a model and I really like it, but I think that's well beyond my capabilities, but I do quite like the look of that. I don't know what you guys think. This is another one. This one's weathering works, and again I like that. I like the look of that. Quite rusty on bottom half. It looks a bit battered, doesn't it? And then I thought I'll have a look at some real ones. So that's one, and then this next one I liked as well. So I like how that's all mucky on bottom half. I think that looks quite well, and that's in my abilities. And this one's got a bit of a faded front end look. You see how it's quite faded yellow compared to others, and I thought I quite like that, so I thought I'll have a go at replicating that. So I got some masking tape on job, and as you can see, I got it on that time lapse, and I thought I'll just get some of this Vallejo white and just see how it goes. I've never used it before to do anything like this, but I think I've seen it on YouTube, so I thought I'll just give it a bit of a blast and see what's what. Worst case is I ruin it, but it is what it is, isn't it? Anyway, camera's not really picking up. I'm only going light on coats, but that actually is noticeably faded compared to how it was. If you compare it to the snow plows, which is the original yellow, because I didn't paint them, it's not really picking it up on camera. If you compare it to them diamondy blacky things next to it, next to that grill, which I've now took out of shot, that were kind of a good comparison. Anyway, I've got some of this Maskol. I've never had this before, but I got some. I think I got it just before Christmas. So I thought I'll mask up everything, including all these lights, because I end up spraying them, and before you know it, they're not very bright anymore. So do windows, try and do them a bit like windscreen wipers, but only half-heartedly, because I can't be bothered going OCD with it. and do outside windows. And then I thought, I'd not decided at this time whether I were going to use weathering powder or what I were going to do. Kind of just making it up how it went along just to see how things were. This is my new temporary weathering area. It's basically on top of my pool table in my man cave, and it's not ideal because light's not the greatest, and it's kind of behind the model of the light. So I thought I'd use some of this Rail Match matte varnish on it and get a spray all over everywhere, roof and sides, just in case I use weathering powder because it sticks to it a lot better. And also just to get a bit of protection in case I absolutely cock job up, which I may or may not do, who knows. So just going back to while I'm spraying this, just going back to this AE Models Stay Alive. Has anyone else had any issues with them? Are they any good or are they garbage? Because I wish I'd have got Hornby now, but they weren't in stock. Anyway, I've emailed Richard at Roads and Rails, and he's happy to for me to send it back, and he'll take a look at it. So I know it'll get sorted one way or another, but it's just things bug me when they don't work or they only last 2 minutes. I mean, it's literally had. If it's had 40-minute running, it hasn't even had that. It's had whatever on that video, and then it's had whatever it was today, so it's probably about 12 minutes. It's almost laughable how quick it's died. Hopefully, when I take body off, the wire will have just come loose and it'll be nice and straightforward, but I just don't know. Anyway, I need to stop that because it's kind of scaring me, thought that I've wasted some money and it's going to hurt my feelings. Anyway, I'm doing some messing about with this airbrush on. I don't even know what I'm doing. But basically, anyway, in a minute, I try filming it in front of the camera and basically forgot to press record. So a lot of this weathering process you're not going to see. I tell you what, it's just an absolute mission trying to weather when I've got no decent camera setups. I don't know how some of these guys do it, but I really need one of them nice fancy white booths, you know, with LED lights and that. And nice fancy pants turntable into there where it's nice and bright and everyone's happy. But I ain't got that, I've just got a pool table, even though that pool table's worth more than them fancy white boxes. So technically I'm doing one better. I thought I'd use a bit of this matte coat and mix it up with some weathering powder and all and try and replicate kind of that rusty, that rusty name badge on that other one, on that first one. But basically, as soon as I put it on, I think that was absolute garbage and I think I'd take it straight back off again. Anyway, next bit, I thought it were filming and it weren't, so I lost that. But then my birthday came, and as you can see, I got this Anycubic resin printer, which, to be fair, I were eyeballing these up for my birthday last year, and I ended up not pulling the trigger. Well, this year, they've got a bit better, and they've come down in price even more. And now they've brought out this water washable resin, which I don't know if it's any good or not, but I've bought a few tubs of it to try. So anyway, once it arrived, I started doing a bit of research into resin printers just to learn stuff, and then I will get notebook warnings about how it's toxic, they're going to kill you, and basically loads of death. So I thought what I'm going to have to do is build some kind of an enclosure and stick it in my garage, make sure it's insulated and keep everyone safe. So I've built this business here, look, out of 100mm PIR insulation board. It's ugly as can be, but I thought it might serve a purpose. Because that other thing I didn't realise is that they like to be kept at 20 degrees C, do these resin printers, or they don't print properly. So I just thought I'd do this test and see how it were working, and as you can see here, it were absolutely crackers. It were doing 40 degrees after about 20 minutes. But that's not a problem to me. I'll just, even plug socket was shocked as well, so yeah, I thought it might have been like Kaiwa. So yeah, I'm going to get, as you can see, look, it won't lowest setting on power and it won't lowest setting on temperature for that. So I'm going to introduce this timer into it, and basically what I've done is I've got it where it comes on, I think once an hour for 15 minutes, I think it were, or maybe once every 2 hours, I can't remember. Top corner here, look, I've got this owl that I've put in where basically I'm going to plug it with that while it's printing so that it doesn't affect out and it's nice and warm. And then once it's finished printing, I'm going to just lift that out and I'm going to drop this next thing into place. This pipe here that's going to have extractor fan that's going to take it to outside wall with this vent that I bought. So hopefully that will keep it as reasonable as it can be, because I've scared myself to death with this resin stuff when I've started reading about it. I certainly don't want to grow another arm out my body or out like that. So yeah, there it goes, look outside. Nice and neat with a load of nonsense shoved right edges of it. And this is how it's looking. It's I think it'll be all right. I think it will. I ain't really got a clue. Never used it before. So printers there, heaters in there, resin's going to be kept in there to keep warm. Currently it's only 12.3, but that's because I've had front off working on it. Anyway, in other news, you know, like when people foster kids, who sometimes just need fostering because they might have been naughty and stuff. Sometimes they've done no wrong, but they get fostered. Well, I've started my own Liberty Junction locomotive fostering service. I don't charge anything for it either, but as you can see, there's some new arrivals coming, some quite sexy new arrivals. We've got some Acura scale, we've got some Helgen, we've got some Cavalex, some lovelies. Look at this Deltic, we've got Deltics, we've got new 31s, we've got a bit of everything, look, and it's going to be good. And it's all part of the fostering service, so I'll talk about this in another video, but I just thought I'd a little tempt you. Look at that, 2 Cavalexes, boom. Anyway, folks, I know it's been a bit of a newsy one, so I hope you've liked it. If you have, give it a thumbs up, and if you've not, I'm sorry I disappointed you, but what are you wanting? I'm almost like a saint anyway, aren't I? Now I'm doing a fostering service. What more do you want? See you next time. Cheers.